We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot. Ah!
there was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust a human to raise back wolves?
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
What's happening?
What up, sir? A happy foolish New Year's to you, my friend.
Happy New Year's. You know, I just heard, I don't know how true it is. I just heard on, I don't even know what I be scrolling anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, but you sent me a reel about how April Fool's really is about the calendar, and the reason why they called it April Fool's was because that was the pagan New Year as it stood. And so when Christianity came into power, that's why they called it April Fool's, because the fools would be the ones still celebrating on the old calendar.
Right. So I guess we fit.
And we bringing it full circle, motherfucker.
You know, that's ironic that it happens like that, huh?
Which I actually didn't know that was the origin of April Fool's until you. Well, who knows? It may not be, but it made a good story, and it fits with our narrative. So I'm going to run it because that's what you do in 2025. If it fits your narrative, you use it.
That makes sense. That's like the first conspiracy theorist,
right? No doubt. Because, again, like, Christianity stole nothing but pagan holidays and renamed them and rebranded them. That's what they did.
Right.
They took old stories, God coming and living among us, or a God coming and living among us, performing miracles. That's an old story. That's from before Christianity. And I know you're on your religious journey, so I'm not going to go too against it or anything, but
I mean, I wouldn't even say a religious journey.
No,
I wouldn't say. I don't. But I mean, I'm not to get into it all, but I don't believe in religion.
I feel you.
I feel like religion separates people more than if you believe in Jesus or Yeshua would ever have been preaching in the first place. Like, that wasn't what he was about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went off and studied under different religions in different countries. So what would make you think that he would then come back and want you to?
I saw a great one about Jesus wasn't trying to build a religion. He was trying to build leaders, and religions built followers.
Right.
And I just thought that if you believe that in that form, and that, I mean, if you take the stories that are attributed to Jesus in the Bible and you believe them, while I believe that may be misattributed and may be stolen stories, the concept still holds true. Meaning a God coming and living among us and trying to teach us better ways. And that I can get behind.
Right.
Regardless of the nomenclature, the branding, like, at the end of the day, it's to your point, and I think this is what you're saying about, like, religion. The branding of it is all fucked up. They have
I mean,
co-opted and stolen the message, but the heart of the message, the real message, still holds true.
right. I mean,
That's my
I
opinion.
honestly feel like it's a redundancy in a sense. Like I feel like the message is not to exclude. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? Like in if you can be a Lutheran or an Episcopalian or a Jehovah's Witness or a like basically all you doing is you're gangbanging sets.
right.
You got sets inside the religion, and all those different sets do are differentiate the different beliefs of
They latched on to a certain element that the other ones didn't.
right, and that's where it kind of gets weird to me. So I wouldn't say religious journey because that would mean that I support religion. I don't really support religion. Like I feel like you're missing the point when you start digging into same with politics.
Yeah,
Once you start saying Democrat, Republic, you're missing the point. You're
right.
missing the point.
Completely agree. And that if we were actually interested in solving problems or
Right.
furthering society, like you wouldn't become susceptible to that branding.
Listen, I said, well, this is my New Year's resolution. Let's put it like
All
that.
right, I love it.
I'm not dealing with nothing that doesn't unify.
I feel that.
If you got doors, gatekeepers, anything to stop people from being involved, I don't want any parts of it.
I like
I don't
that.
want to be involved in that. It doesn't feel like something that's progressing us towards a better future when you're still holding on to old ways.
No doubt.
So if it's not for all of us, bringing all of us together, I miss me with it.
So
Not
what
here for it.
what's funny is so I'm on another fantasy book series right now. It's actually by a romance author, which I wasn't sure about at first, but she's a good fantasy writer, so it's working out. It's called the
That's what's
Chron.
up.
It's called the Chronicles of the One, and the basis of the story is that it's pretty much post-apocalyptic, but it's post-apocalyptic with a fantasy twist. So basically, what brought about the end of the world was, or the calamity, or whatever you want to call it, was an ancient curse broke a seal on basically a dark magic barrier,
Right.
and so this
Sounds like we're
dude,
headed towards that right now. That
this
might be
dude, this dude,
nonfiction.
this dude spilled blood basically on an ancient seal, and the ancient seal cracked and broke, and it brought forth a plague that wiped out. I think it's like I think the book says like 6 billion of the 8 billion people on Earth. But in
Right.
addition to this, it also gave rise to magic and like people with magic in their bloodline, like some people sprouted wings and were fairies. Some had, pointed ears and were elves, and other ones, maintained looking like humans, but they now had magical abilities. And a
Right.
lot of what they talk about in that book is, or in those books, is you have like the raider gangs and the government that are trying to hold on to an old structure, but are killing everybody that isn't like them to bring that about. But even in
Right.
the places where they're taking over, they're not looking towards the future. Whereas the one who, typical fantasy prophecy, there's always the one that's bringing about balance or change or whatever the fuck it is.
And he has long hair, doesn't he?
It's a girl. Um, but
And she has
she
short hair, doesn't she?
she does have short hair. But but only because she cut it off during training. Um,
Right. That's the story.
but
That's the
she
story.
she stepped into the well of light, took the book of spells, like has basically all the knowledge of the ancients now. But
Right.
everything she does, she thinks about the future in terms of what she does. So when they go in and they take over a city that's controlled by the enemy, she's like, I think we can build a school here. I think we can build a hospital here. I think we have farmland here. And it kind of fits with what you were just saying from the standpoint of like, if we're not doing something that unifies and builds forward, then what the
I
fuck are
don't
we
want nothing to
doing?
do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it.
And I think it goes well with our our commune plans for post retirement, whenever the fuck we make that work. But like, even when we talk, it's like, all right, so we're starting to get the basics on the farming. Like, are we going to be perfect at it? No, but if we have the starter, meaning like the seeds, do I think we could figure it out and manage? Yes, I do.
Right.
Um, you know, hunting is something we need in our commune. I don't think either one of you. I don't think. I don't
Look,
think. I don't think either of us has experience there, sir. So we gotta make some
no,
some redneck friends to bring into the fold
no
to go
hunting
out and hunt.
experience. What could you hunt? I mean, it would only really be deer around here.
I mean, deer. You got to think. Well, it depends on what the catastrophe is. So if it's war, it's gonna be a little more harder to manage. But if it were like plague and people died out, but animals were fine, you can hunt anything. There'd be wild cows and wild horses, and like you could
You
figure
think it'd
that
be
out.
wild cows?
Well, I mean, if the farmers that were tending to them died, I mean, at least for a while there would be. I mean, they might still be penned up. I don't know. But do I think there's enough dairy farms or beef farms in Ohio that you could find and probably slaughter a couple? Yeah, but the thing is, you can't slaughter them all, because then how are you going to have more later? You got to be
Well,
able to
I
think
feel
about that
like
in the future.
anybody that came through and slaughtered them all, I would think this motherfucker got 10,000 people. Well,
Right.
what the fuck are they doing? They got an army themselves. We need to move the opposite direction from these motherfuckers.
No
They
doubt.
kill the cows.
But
Shit.
there's something to be said for, and this is another common theme in the book. There are some people that just want to watch the world burn. And unfortunately, I think we see that a lot in our society,
Yeah.
where people are so concerned about, their small piece of the pie and they don't want anybody else to have any. Like, I think that would be a risk. What's interesting is, like, they don't have any like, they have farms in Walking Dead, but they don't have any livestock. I was thinking about that. Like, nobody kind of rebuilt that aspect of agriculture in terms of livestock.
I'm trying to think.
Like, I don't think they ever show up. Like, everybody, there's horses, but I don't
Right.
remember seeing like a cow in Walking Dead. Occasionally you'll see, like, they'll do a hunt and they'll go after deer or whatever, but
Yeah, no, I don't remember. I don't
maybe
recall.
cows were just too easy a target for the walkers, and they
Right.
don't.
You move
Yeah.
too slow. You know what I'm saying? It would have to, yeah, you move too slow.
Yeah. But you would have to think that, like, okay, fishing, like, I think you and I have both been fishing enough now. Do I think we could support a community with our abilities in terms of fishing? I don't think I could. Maybe you could. I don't know.
Not a whole community. I mean, how big is the community?
You might be able to
Yeah.
support yourself.
I mean, we will all be very fit. You know, we would be very fit. Cause I listen, I got how many fish does the community need?
Right.
Oh, you gotta be out there all day. Who's sitting to the farm? Shit.
Well, we need fishermen. We need people to tend to the livestock, and then we need actual farmers.
Goodness gracious.
And then once you have those, and water, either figuring out a plumbing solution, whether that's digging a well or river or freshwater source that you can purify or whatever. Um, so I guess to an extent, like water gathering, plumbing. I mean, my initial thought is you've just got to be close to a water source. So I guess we go.
Right.
I guess we go into Buckeye Lake, or the Great Lakes. Head north, but then it gets cold, man.
Listen. That's interesting. That's interesting to think about. Never thought about all that.
Yeah. So world goes to shit tomorrow. I know our initial plan and where we're meeting up and picking a direction and going, but what happens after? Where are we going? Like what direction?
You hear what I'm saying? And ain't no motherfucking Lowe's. You got to do all that shit yourself. You
Right.
got to find a
Right.
shelter, wood, whatever.
See, I feel like I know enough to be dangerous and could figure out shelter. And the other side is you could poach shelter.
Right.
Like again, it depends on what kind of calamity is bringing this all about. But
But ideally, I would imagine if the world went to shit, you would want to be the furthest you could be from it.
right,
And poaching shelter would mean you're right in the thick of things.
not necessarily. I mean, you could find shelter. You could find houses that are further away from cities and stuff. I mean, shit.
I would,
You go an hour and a half south of Columbus. You can. I mean, like I've been talking about, there are houses for sale right now with 10 acres that are sitting on 10 acres by themselves. Now,
mm,
is the house actually like in the middle of that 10 acres? No, not in most cases. Most cases, it's at most a quarter mile off the road,
right.
and that's dangerous in and of itself because you don't necessarily want to be in straight visibility. But I'm even thinking like I've been to cabin complexes down in like Hocking Hills, meaning like a property that has 5 or 6 different like log cabins on it or cabins
Right.
on it.
Right.
And that seems like a defensible kind of situation. Like
Yeah, no, I would agree there.
there's one in particular that I'm thinking of, and it's got 3 lodges that each have like 4 to 6 bedrooms, and then it's got 2 smaller cabins that have like 1 bedroom each. And like that, those cabins are all easily walkable from one another, but they're relatively far off the road and are behind tree lines and things that makes that a defensible location. So that's kind of where my head goes. Like, all right, once shit goes to shit, getting out and finding a spot like that.
Yeah, till you meet motherfuckers at the doorstep like that one Obama
Right,
movie.
right. But the nice thing about these are all rental properties, so there's a chance that nobody's there. Meaning, like the owners aren't going to be there. The owners are going to be at
Right.
their house. I mean, they could be, but you see what I'm saying though? Like because it's a rental property, I mean, you have a chance of no one being there.
Right.
And if everything's going to shit, you think those property owners are going to try to secure multiple properties? Nah, they're going to take care of themselves.
Definitely. You're definitely correct.
Now,
It's
do I
gonna
think that that's the most farmable land? Maybe not, but you could probably grow something on it.
right.
At least the basics. The REIT's chiming in with, luckily, mom is farmed, hunted, and fished.
I know that's right. Shit.
But you all the way out west. I don't know if we're going to make it there.
You hear me? That's a truck. And then you must listen, don't let me get started.
I mean, I do think that depending on what the calamity is, yes, I'm with you, mom. Like I'm gonna try to make my way your way, but
I
at the
mean, that would be
same
the smartest place.
time, though, is it though? Like I like it from a defensibility standpoint. Do I think you could clear enough of the island to be able to plant? Yes. What worries me is the weather conditions in terms of farming because it's so gray so many days a year there.
But I mean, you got fish out
That's
the
true.
ass.
You could fish. You could fish, and you know what? I wouldn't mind finding what seal or sea lion tastes like. It works for the orcas.
Shit, you get hard, you get hungry enough. The shit get
Shit.
hard enough. Motherfucking be
And
eating sea dog.
there are deer on the island, so yeah. But even then, it's being able to make your way there. Like, yes, I like the idea that all you have to do is take 70 west for like 6 days. Chances are the freeway is going to be fucked at some point.
Right. And you need a navigator and a paperback map.
And a way to continuously siphon gas along the way.
Right.
But That doesn't mean it's not part of the plan.
That's long term plan.
That is.
I don't
That is.
fucking,
It's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a hot minute.
shit.
It's gonna take a
That
hot
might
minute.
take months.
Well, again, it depends on how many roads are drivable and how drivable they are, and like how parallel path are they to the freeway. But yeah, I don't know.
And would you want them to be?
Probably not.
Right.
But then the further you get away from it, the harder it is to navigate.
Right.
So it's a
I would
double
imagine
edge.
that most people would have that idea,
Yeah.
and most likely vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like people out west traveling east and people out east traveling
Traveling
west.
west.
So
We all gonna meet in Montana. Actually, it's crossing something like Montana that feels dangerous to me
why?
because there's a whole lot of nothing, right? Like even in perfect society right now, you can run out of gas in Montana.
Right.
The other side of it is it depends on again what kind of calamity we're dealing with. You can see everything for miles too.
I don't even be knowing what states you would go through. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
don't know what you hit on the way. I just know the direction to head in,
Indiana, Illinois, the Dakotas,
and I'll be surprised.
Montana, Idaho. I'm missing one or two. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Oh man.
And then you know they say don't even go in the woods after dark. There, you get have to camp out in that motherfucker. You don't know who's whistling your name through the wood. You don't know what's scratching at the zipper of your tent.
That reminds me, I started that The Walking Dead with Negan and Maggie, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think that's around the time I fell off of it.
Yeah, so they just released like a Negan and Maggie series on Netflix, and I tried to
Oh
start.
yeah, that new one. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that okay. No, I'm thinking of that when he first was introduced.
Okay. See, I liked him when he was first introduced. When they started getting into the whispers, that's when I was like, I'm starting to fall off. But it was basically a group of people that lived among the dead. You would
Right.
walk among them.
And they wore the dead masks and
Uh
shit.
huh. Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I think I stopped watching it a little before that.
Yeah. Understandable. All right. Well, you got any inadvertent thoughts to kind of keep the conversation going?
I do.
All right. What you got?
Why does sneezing get so much more dangerous the older you get?
You know, that's a great question because I'm pretty sure I almost gave myself a hernia the other day with the
Man, I'm
sneeze.
trying to tell you, you could throw your back out. Motherfuckers die from sneezing every day over the age of fucking 35. I'm trying to tell you, you can black out
I never
from
understood the people that like, especially the older folks that would like try to stop their sneeze. I'm like, you got to let it out.
right.
And now
You
I
about
get
to
it,
blow a
man. Now I
gasket.
get it because I tell you what, I felt that pressure right below my butthole where I'm like, oh, oh, I almost blew my tailbone out my ass with that sneeze and it hurt.
Oh, don't sneeze and fart. Don't sneeze and fart. The pain can only be described as popping a brown paper bag. You know what I'm saying? Your asshole just blows out. I don't get it. The only don't they call it the little death?
Maybe. I don't
I think
know.
they
Do
call
they?
sneezing the little death, and it makes sense because once you do get a round 40,
You
you
might just
might
die from
sneeze your soul right out of your
it.
motherfucking nostrils.
Well, and I already have the awkward sneeze that feels that like sounds like a sneeze slash cough. Like I'm an obnoxious sneezer, and I understand that. Um, but I'm with you, man. It's dangerous. Like there are days where it's like, nah, that felt good. Like I needed to get that one out.
Right.
And then to your point, there's ones that I'm like,
You
that
scared.
I think I just had
I'm
a hernia.
nervous.
Like
I'm fucking nervous right now. I don't get it. Like allergies are fuck. What do you do? What do you do?
I
You gotta have good form. You have to have good sneezing form, right?
true.
Otherwise, you're gonna fuck yourself up.
But that's the problem though, is that I feel like a sneeze takes on a life of its own once you let it come.
Sometimes,
Now, I feel like the
sometimes.
ones that are controllable, meaning like if I walk outside for the first time of the day and I look up and to the left, I'm sneezing. Like
What
just in
is that a
general.
real thing?
Yeah, man. Nah, we're like if I look up and to the left, especially at like a light source,
You're
and I
sneezing
have any kind of like sneeze halfway started, I'm sneezing.
up
And
into
now and
okay.
now I'm like, and but to your point, as I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't know if I
You
should
better
let
keep
this
your
one
head
go.
down and to the right. Don't even look up at the sneeze fairy.
The
Fuck
Reach
out of
chiming
here.
in that she hasn't noticed sneezing being painful. Well, good for you. Good for
Shit.
you.
Maybe men sneeze more violent than women.
That might be it. That might be it. This could just be a dude thing.
Because I've seen some sneezes out of some old dudes, and I was like, damn, what the
Right.
fuck?
Was there a lung that came up with that? The fuck
Right?
was
What was
that?
that about? And the older I get, the more I feel like that's the cushion. The, you know what I mean? Like the volume of the sneeze is just how worried the person is of the repercussions of said sneeze. It's like screaming into a, like
Screaming into the
you're pre-
void.
yeah, you're preparing for the impact, so you're just
For the death.
getting ready. That's what that is.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I thought that was weird.
That is weird. Reets, ask Dan how he feels about it. Um Nah, I'm with you.
It's scary. That's a scary thing, G.
It's no good. All right,
The only
I don't know that that one spun conversation, but it was funny
no,
for
no, it's not.
you.
The only other one that I was noticing today, like I was on a run, so I like got like some like a little. I think it was Burger King.
You were on the run. What'd you do? Rob a bank?
Shit,
I can neither
listen,
confirm nor deny
yeah, I can confirm
that you didn't.
I didn't rob no damn bank. You wouldn't be seeing
did,
me on this
did,
motherfucker. I'd be
did the bank rob you? Is the question, I guess.
listen. Don't they always? The fuck.
No doubt.
But yeah, no, I was on a run and I stopped to get some fast food and I was eating it and it just didn't look right to me.
Mm.
And I was thinking to myself, like, how fucked up does society have to be, right? For us to have to individually check our food that we order from a restaurant like we just trick or treated the neighborhood for it. Like you got to make sure everything's in order.
Is there a toenail in there?
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta and then they still charge you $15.99.
Yeah, it's
Like
insane
what
right
kind
now.
of shit is that? I gotta individually check each fry, but I'm paying $15.99 for
Right,
this shit.
right. Dude, A Reg and I went to Burger King the other day, and I think he got the mozzarella sticks, a chicken fry, and I got a Whopper combo. And it was like $26. Like, man, get the fuck out of
It
here.
just don't make sense to me. And then
Dude, I used to be able to go to Taco Bell with $20 and feed an entire house of frat boys.
right, right.
Now $20 will get you a crunch wrap.
This shit is crazy,
It's
G. Like I
wild.
just don't understand it. And then beyond that, beyond what you used to be able to do with the 20, the food was real. You had
Right.
real food.
Well, in Burger King especially, like I haven't had. Well, no, I enjoyed the burger I had there the other day.
Burger King is one of the ones that I do like a little more than the others. Maybe because I didn't like play it out back in the day.
Yeah. Well, it helps that it's not everywhere in Columbus. Like, if you want Burger
Right.
King, you have to go find
Right.
it.
Right.
Like,
McDonald's on every
there's
corner.
a Wendy's on every corner. There's a McDonald's on every corner. There's a Subway on every corner. There's a Jimmy John's on every corner. There's a Tim Hortons on every corner. Burger King, you gotta go. You gotta go find.
Right. Ironically, all of those places that you named is right by the Burger King
Are they?
around my area.
Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because they all populate the same spots. It's just Burger King gets edged out more often than the other ones do.
Right.
Like
Right. What they
McDonald's
got
and
against the
Wendy's, I
King?
feel like are always like within 2 blocks of each other.
Right.
Although Wendy's has the East Side lockdown.
Man, that's their territory, G.
They said Dave's original restaurant's right over there. You need to back the fuck off. This is our
Something.
territory.
You listen, and they must be killing for it too, because boy,
I'll tell you what, Wendy's is my, not that I like love it, but it's my go-to because I can get what I feel is a semi-real, either the spicy chicken sandwich or a chicken wrap and a salad that isn't terrible.
right.
So like fast food wise, like if that's
I,
usually my go-to.
I fuck with that chicken Caesar, that Caesar Parmesan, but
Uh-huh.
it's $8.
Yeah.
You giving me
And I
$8
like
for a
the app
bag of lettuce and some
right. I like
frozen chicken.
I like the apple pecan salad too. But the last 2 times I went there, like we're out of the apple pecan salads. I'm like, really? How you gonna be out of salad?
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like they want you to be a fat, no good son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Yep.
Whatever's the greasiest shit on the menu is the cheapest.
Well, whatever is the least
But
real shit is, I mean, that's why McDonald's is fucking everywhere, man. McDonald's is the worst of the fast food places.
well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
The worst. And yet, over 8 billion fucking served, I'm sure. Like
That's because Tyrone was telling the truth.
Whack Arnold's?
Nah, who cloned Tyrone?
Oh,
They
yeah,
be,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, they be putting shit in this food to make you. They do. They know. All the chemicals that they use just to make your shit look golden brown. I guarantee you have some effects that you like. Oh yeah, you crave it. You ain't craving the French fries, bitch. You're craving the dope.
No doubt.
The dope attached to it. That shit, the
we talk
chemical, whatever they put on that.
we talk about tobacco and nicotine. I want to know what the nicotine chemical is in like a McDonald's hamburger
Right.
or their fries.
Right. I guarantee you it's something in there to keep you coming back. They might sprinkle cocaine on them motherfuckers. You don't know.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know. Their salt is powder. I've never seen no other salt like that but McDonald's. Right? Powdered salt. I don't know what you're cutting that with. I don't know.
That's
I
all
just
right.
don't.
That's all right. I like Wendy's fries better, anyways. And my go-to, like if I have a choice, is Burger King's onion rings over the fries. Period. So
Really?
yeah, man. I love
I don't
those like
know.
cheap ass onion rings that Burger King does. I don't know what it is about them. Probably the same thing, but
It's all breading.
yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just a like translucent strip of onion in there.
I told you, Andrew sold on their fucking chicken fries, man. I'm like,
Man,
chicken don't come in a fry shake.
right here, they in the back with rubber gloves squeezing the shit out. Them churro fries go hard though.
Do they?
They do.
Is that Burger King or is that
Burger
that
King.
sounded like a Taco Bell thing.
Right. That's why when I seen they had it at Burger King, I was like, let me see what they about. And they are good.
Yeah.
They didn't lose nothing. Like I figured they was gonna lose. You know how like a good churro. Like I didn't think they would be able to keep it like that in a
In a
smaller.
fry,
You know,
yeah, in a fry
and
shape.
they did pretty good.
They
I
did all
can't
right
hate on
with the
them.
churro fries.
You know, I would still
Noted.
rather have a churro. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but the fries.
You know what that reminds me of, and it's another one of those like nostalgia beats though. Taco Bell and those cinnamon twists, man,
Uh huh.
still fire.
They were air and they scratched up the roof of your
They
mouth.
did, but they were fucking delicious. It's like sugar and
Gave you
cinnamon. That's it.
right cinnamon sugared air. We found a way to fry air, ladies and gentlemen. That's
now that I'm
what
thinking
we're
about it,
serving.
so one of my favorite things to do with is vanilla ice cream with like crushed toppings in it.
Hmm.
Vanilla ice
That might
cream
be
with some
something.
crushed cinnamon twists in it.
That might be something.
That sounds like fire to me.
It's crushed air. These motherfuckers has got a cup in the air and just throwing it in the grease. And then it pop out cinnamon twist. Them
Because
bitches.
you know what I know is delicious is
What?
vanilla ice cream with crushed cinnamon French or cinnamon toast crunch sprinkled on it. That's
I've never
delicious.
really indulged, but I could only assume that you're absolutely correct. I can only assume that you're right on the money with that one.
Oh man, yeah, that was my that was my
You know,
go-to there for ice cream for a little bit. Was just plain vanilla ice cream with like
how come
cereal crushed on top of it.
how come ice cream companies haven't teamed with cereal?
That's a great question. I don't
Like they
know.
put out dumb shit all the time, and you would never think that ice cream and the cereal company would team up with like a vanilla tricks mix type,
Yeah,
some bullshit like
you know what used to be my favorite with vanilla was with vanilla ice cream was crushed frosted flakes.
really.
Yeah, man. I think I just like the texture difference between the ice cream and then having something crunchy in it.
I
Now that I'm
think I
thinking about
think
it,
I'm with you on that.
because it adds just a little like makes it feel like more of a I don't know like not a meal, but I don't know. It's a
I
texture
don't know.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know because when you went meal, I said, "Whoa, we going in two different directions." I was thinking this is a nice snack, not like a meal.
Oh
It's like
man.
thick cereal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you got that much cereal in it, and then in order for you to put that much cereal in it, the ice cream would have to be soft serve consistency. It couldn't be, you know, wet your spoon before you scoop
You got to let it
consistent.
melt a little bit,
Right.
but it also works just like a topping. Like you know how when you
Uh-huh.
go to the ice cream shop, even if you get the hard scoops, like they'll still sprinkle toppings and stuff on top of it.
Then you would have to do it like break it up in a bag.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I literally just take it in my hand and crush it, and then like.
Mm-hmm. Then what do you do with your hand?
I wash my hand. What's the problem?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say sit on it. No,
Well, I sneeze and then it all comes off of it all at
yeah, right.
once. Oh man.
Then I hope your motherfucking animals ain't at your feet hoping for a bite because they get shards glued
Straight into their face.
shards of frosted flakes sticking out of their face like ninja stars.
Funny enough, not as dangerous as Captain Crunch.
Man, listen, them bitches will get you.
All right, what were your top 5 cereals growing up? What you
Top
got here?
5 cereals. Yeah, no, I definitely, it's we've named 2 of them. I loved uh I don't know which one would be on top. Probably Probably the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
I definitely like Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a child. Then the red box Captain Crunch, no berries,
No berries. I'm with you.
just the
Berries were unnecessary.
Yeah, I thought so too. Like, don't get me wrong, I could be in the mood for some berries, but but baseline, no berries.
Not necessary.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I am with my Pop Tarts. Like, my favorite ones are the strawberry, no frosting.
No frosting.
No frosting.
I see
Less
that.
is more.
The only Pop Tarts I liked with frosting were the s'mores ones.
I like
It
s'mores,
just kind of
and
completes the thing.
back in the day, I liked the brown cinnamon and brown sugar. Them
All
go
right.
hard.
Yeah.
But I said cinnamon toast crunch, frosted, or I
Or
said
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. I'm gonna throw Honey Nut Cheerios in there.
Yeah, that's a steady staple go to.
Yeah, I think Honey Nuts, they definitely do their thing. Two more. Now I'm trying to think, like, do I go fruity? You know what I'm saying? Then it would be like Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles type, but Fruity Pebbles get that wax at the top of your mouth if you eat too much of them, and that always used to throw me off. So they're X'd. Fruit Loops, can't go wrong. They just so plain Jane.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not fruity, but I'm probably taking Apple Jacks over fruit.
Oh, see, I thought that was going to be my dark horse pick. I wasn't sure you were going to get there.
You know, I think Apple Jacks over Fruit Loops just because it's more dynamic. You know what I'm saying? You got the cinnamon in there. It flavors your milk. All of that action takes place. Fruit Loops ain't flavoring your milk.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So,
although interestingly enough, I have seen Fruit Loops flavored milk.
Fruit Loops flavored milk?
Uh-huh.
They like, this is what our cereal, your bowl should taste like
right,
after
exactly.
our cereal. But we dropped the ball there, so we'll just give you the milk. What are you doing? How are you getting that milk? We know you're not getting. They're
pouring the cereal in. They're actually just taking all the milk that people that don't drink the bowl. They're just pouring it into something.
No, because there's no flavor in that milk. There is no natural Fruit Loop in that milk. You know what I'm saying? Artificial Fruit Loop in that milk. That's all I do know.
All right, so you got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios, Apple Jacks. What was the fifth?
I mean, I guess you gotta go with the flakes, man.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes are another one that I would never be upset with a bowl of.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm trying to think. I think my list is the same 5 as yours, but I think it's probably in a different order. Like Frosted Flakes may be at the top for me. The one that you didn't have. So my two honorable mentions though. I love me some Frosted Shredded Wheat. I just do. And and Golden Grams. You didn't bring up Golden Grams.
I ain't gonna bring up Golden Grams.
You know what other one?
I'll take Smacks over.
I was about to say Smacks it might also have to be an honorable mention.
Smacks over Golden Grams. Chris said Fruity Pebbles top 4 because he don't know how to comment in the chat. He said Golden Grams 1. That's crazy, Chris. Golden Grams number 1.
See, I told you Golden Grams belonged there. Not necessarily number 1, but
all right. I ain't no Golden Grams number 1, man. Golden Grams don't hit like that. Golden Grams don't hit like that. I'm taking Cookie Crisp over Golden Grams.
Oh, Cookie. Me one Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp. What was the other one? Honeycomb.
I mess with Honeycomb, although they don't make them like they used to.
No, it's so like bland now.
Yeah, I don't like. You can tell that they're definitely
Like not using honey.
They're using they're using too much wood shavings, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
They need to scale back on the artificials and add some real food back in
into
food.
it.
Let's make food again.
Make food again. I agree.
God
Man.
damn. That shit don't make sense. And then the motherfucker was that. Let me stop. No, I'm gonna start. So Kamala's old ignorant ass was running on groceries and shit, and then said she couldn't get the groceries down. And then Trump said he was gonna get the groceries down. Make it food, nigga. We gonna pay, at least have us pay for food.
For real shit.
Real food.
Hey man, that's what RFK ran on before he signed on with Trump. I'm still waiting.
These motherfuckers at Kellogg like can't afford a meal. Eat some cardboard flakes. What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is this?
Speaking of cardboard flakes, I got into it with somebody the other day about Papa John's. I'm like, Papa John's has the worst crust.
Worst pizza.
Out of all of the, and none of the chain pizza is good. Now, I don't necessarily count Donato's because they're a little more like regional, but still. None of the chain pizza is good, but Papa John's may be the worst.
Papa John's is garbage. The only thing I like about it is the butter sauce and the pepper.
Right, the garlic butter sauce.
And the pepper.
Yep, completely with you. And beyond that, I will say, I used to be a sucker for a Pizza Hut pan pizza, but you know I'm not supposed to be eating that kind of carbs anymore, so I get the thin crust now. Andrew wanted Pizza Hut tonight. Man, Pizza Hut has the worst thin crust.
You're absolutely correct. And that's another thing. That's not real bread. They just take the cardboard out of the
that was frozen in the box.
Yeah, and they
just make red cheese on
right. They dress it for you. Make food again, damn it. That's what it is. These motherfuckers are adding too much non-edible shit to our edible shit. What is going on? I don't get it. Chris says s'more cereal. See, I think that's a little new school.
That is new. I wouldn't have counted that in our list. However, that is another one that makes great vanilla ice cream flavor topping.
See, I've never had it. I've never had it at all. You might be right. S'more cereal might be number one on my list if I tried it. Maybe I have to try it now just because we talking cereal.
I mean, honestly,
I gotta be in the mood.
What it is basically Golden Grahams plus Cocoa Puffs plus marshmallows. That's really all the s'more cereal is.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that still could. I don't know.
It's not bad. Like, I wouldn't eat it as cereal, but I like using it as a topping for things.
Right. You got a lot of cereal toppings. This nigga opens all the boxes of cereal and puts them in shaker jars to sprinkle over his sundaes.
I haven't broken them up though, but they are in their own little containers. So let's see. So you started off with foolish resolution number 1 was not doing anything that didn't unify people. Mm-hmm. Foolish resolution number 2 is let's make food again.
Right. Let's do that. Right. Then we can work on the prices. But my whole thing is, like I said before, if I gotta pay $16 for my meal, I shouldn't have to flip the bun. Right?
No doubt.
I shouldn't have to examine the fries. I shouldn't have to do any of. And that's another thing. They've been peanut buttering us for years. You hear what I'm saying?
Say more.
You know how you get the dog to eat the peel or whatever, and you put it in the peanut butter, and by the time he eats it, he's like, "Oh shit, you fucking drugged me, bitch." That's what they're doing with hamburgers. They try to be like convenience, and this is a random fact that I know. the whole reason that burgers came about is because people needed to get to and from work and eat on the way, so they felt like it was more convenient to
Have
put
a
it in
sandwich.
between bread so they
Yeah,
didn't get their hands dirty or have to use a plate. You're a liar. You're trying to feed us bullshit that shouldn't be in the sandwich in the first place. Why the
agreed.
fuck? Why are you gluing the bread down with cheese? That makes me think that you're
You're
getting a
hiding
little
something.
right. You trying to put a little pearl in there? What do you got going on?
I say that, and then like my go-to at home is like the cheap man's quesadilla. So
Listen, I'm a professional at those now.
those are my go-tos:
Professional.
salad, that, and I don't know, man. I like a wrap over bread these days.
I'm with you on that.
And even then, sometimes I do the unwich. I do the 2 leaves of
Some
romaine.
white people shit.
Yeah.
That's on track. It's all right. It's all
But you put some lunch
right.
meat in there. You put some little. You put some
Oh
cheese in
shit.
there. It's good. It's good enough. It makes me so I don't eat the bread, which is the part that doesn't like
I
the
mean, that
least.
probably is
So
smart, right? But I've never. Where do you order that?
you can get an unwich from like Jimmy John's. Like they'll do it. They'll do your sub in a basically a romaine leaf.
For real?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
The
See, but
problem
then,
is the problem is like you have to have that crispy lettuce. Like it can't be like a week old. Like it's got to be fresh romaine. Otherwise, it's gonna be like soggy.
well,
Well,
see,
see,
the screwed over citizen in me is like, I want that bread. I paid for that.
yeah.
I don't care if it's unhealthy. I want it because I paid for it.
Right, right.
That
Now you're making me wonder because I do think that they upcharge for the unwich, which doesn't make
see,
sense.
it's fucking.
It's fucking lettuce.
It comes out of the ground, bitch.
And guess what? Guess what? If you take it out of the ground and you eat all the leaves off of it and then you replant it in the ground, you get more.
It's an everlasting product. These motherfuckers have been throwing grain in the dirt, trying to plant bread loaves for years, and haven't understood the leaf is cheaper.
Right.
Why is the salad $8 and the fucking double human burger is $1.50?
Well, especially now with like salads, because I mean, I told you this. Like, I've got inside right now. Inside, I have peppers. Now I harvested them, so I don't have them anymore. But I had peppers. I had tomato plants that wouldn't bloom, so that one was a little bit of a bust. I got to try something different with that. I've got a cucumber plant that's starting to produce cucumbers inside, and I've got my lettuce going. Now
Don't
the
you have to
problem is,
secure?
go ahead.
I was about to say, don't you have to secure the tomato plants to a wooden rod?
I have them in a stand that's specifically designed to help them grow
Okay,
upwards. But I think the
okay,
problem was is that I had 2 of them. However, I don't think that they were getting any cross pollination. So I've got to figure that part of it out because they were in 2 different stands that were far enough apart from each other that I don't think the plants were mixing.
right, right.
But yeah, and I'm gonna transplant those all outside. And I tell you what, man, I can almost guarantee you that I'll have enough uh, lettuce, tomatoes, probably not the peppers, but like chives and maybe on the strawberries because I got them to grow inside, which means when I take them outside, they should, as long as they transplant okay, they should produce.
Uh huh.
But between those like 3 or 4 things, I could make salads all week, every week, damn near, at
Really?
least every other week. Because
That's interesting.
because when the tomatoes grow, they come quick. Like
Right.
once they get through their initial growth cycle, they're fast.
My mom used to grow tomatoes.
And I do like the little cherry tomatoes, so I don't even got to do anything with them. I just literally pick them off the vine and cut them in half and throw them in the salad.
Right.
But yeah, my lettuce plot last year, and again, it's only a box that's, I mean, it's not much. longer than this table and only a little
Right.
bit, maybe a couple inches deeper. But that was enough to kind of keep me going on salads almost all summer last year.
See, that's what I need to get right because I don't trust all this shit with the listeria and the fucking shit that they putting on us. Like,
Yeah.
you might as well just grow your own shit.
Yep. I'm with you.
Fucking
So
around.
back to the that keeps going with our make food again. I think from my standpoint, and this is something that I've been working on, just not spending money on dumb shit. And it kind of ties to the food thing. Like I'm trying to do a better job of getting back in the habit of like making meals and not
Right.
ordering out and that kind of stuff. But
I have
even
been
even
too.
the even the Amazon boycott, like up until last week when I ordered some stuff for the kiddo's birthday, like mostly like decorations, that kind of shit, a couple of shirts.
Right.
Um, just trying not to spend money on that kind of stuff. Now, what I will acknowledge that I'm still guilty of is I will still spend money on entertainment. So, like, if there's a game I want, because I get, like, I'm not even a huge pro wrestling fan these days, but I talked about it last week. Like, I bought WWE 2K25.
Right.
But I've also played that game for like 40 hours over the last 2.5 weeks.
Right.
And to me, and I think I've talked about this on the show in the past, like that dollar per entertainment hour, that's my equation when it comes to spending money on entertainment.
Well, you almost got your return. You almost
Yeah,
got your ROI.
right. But it's been trying to cut out just the money on just dumb purchases. So like even from I have them all over the house, but I've been trying to go more, and really I picked it up from you, but like
What?
trying to go like incense instead of like the plug-in
Oh,
refills,
right.
the Febreze
Yeah,
plug-in.
no, you can't, look at me spreading good habits.
And I mean even picking up like a relatively cheap candle from Kroger, like that's
Right.
cheaper than doing the plug-ins. And I've got a diffuser, or I've got a couple of like diffusers in the house that are just the essential oils stuff.
Right.
And honestly, I have enough essential oils to probably last me another year, just because how you use those things and how often
You
it
don't
is.
have to
But
use too much. They don't have they don't have the scents that I like.
yeah, it's you have to find the scents. Like I've got a couple of quote unquote man scents that are like teak wood or cedar
I
wood
was
or
about to
sandalwood,
I was just
leather,
about to say cedar wood.
right? Leather, tobacco, like those ones.
Fuck, I want to smell like my house smelling like a spittoon in a smokestack for.
Right, right.
You dumb son of a bitch. When that the whole point of the diffuser, like, aren't you supposed to be taking that out of the these
To
motherfuckers
some
are
extent.
hustling us.
But I also like when it comes to like the actual essential oil flavors, like I don't or flavors, scents. Like I don't mind the citrus
You be
ones. Like I
you be
like the
sprinkling them on your
lemongrass.
ice cream.
Right. No. Yeah. The lemongrass I don't mind. The lavender I don't mind. I feel like there's one other one. There's like a mint or a
Yeah, see, them
peppermint.
is like Little House on the Prairie scents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do have a fall collection one that I can't like use because it's like candy
Pumpkin
corn,
spice.
pumpkin spice.
Man, see, miss me, G.
But
Miss me.
I
Miss me
do
with
like,
it.
but I do like the teak wood, sandalwood, cedar. Like I do like those scents.
I know you do.
So those
You're
ones are
built
good.
like a lumberjack, of course. You just like the smell of chopped wood.
Oh man. Hey, speaking of which, I think I told you about this. One of the things in my go bag is like a portable chainsaw.
hmm
Worked decent.
Oh, you've used it?
Yeah. I
Okay.
was cutting up the Christmas tree in the backyard. But how easily it went through, like it would go through a full tree. It's just is the
Right.
blade long enough and you'd have to kind of like go around it.
Right. Right.
But other
You
than
wouldn't be
that,
able to just,
right.
unless it was a small tree.
Right.
Give me 60 seconds. Throw something out there.
So trying to think of what else when it comes to just spending money on dumb stuff. So I've got most of my go bag stuff, so I don't really need to invest there. I do think my one remaining dumb purchase, and I don't even know that it's dumb, but I do want a solar power generator and a couple of panels. Now I've got a solar battery, but after piloting it and using it for the first time a week or so ago, basically instead of taking an extension cord out when the kids were over and doing a movie out in the backyard, I used one of my battery packs, and it ran it ran an Amazon Fire Stick, the projector, and a speaker for about 2 hours and 15 minutes, which was long enough for the movie. But I kind of want a generator that, could run a heater or a refrigerator or I don't know, CPAP machine, whatever it is, for at least a decent bit of time. So I think that that's another one that is probably in my future at some point in terms of dumb purchases. But I think beyond that, like, occasionally I get the fancy to look for a new car, but I don't need it. And really, like the one that I have, it suits all of my needs right now. So I don't know, other than my gas needs, should I have to return to office. But other than that, but yeah, I think that that's one that's worked out well. And I think anything beyond that, I think I'm just done. Spending money on dumb shit. Like I had a little bit of fun with it over the last year and a half or so, but I really can't think of anything else that I want or need for the house. So I think
No new swords.
no new swords, no new like game consoles or game stuff. As long as knock on wood, my TVs don't die. I really don't have a need for electronics. Like I think at this point, the only electronic purchases I would make would be to replace something if it broke. But even then,
Right.
I've got backups for most of my shit. So I think that that's my one of my fool's New Year resolutions. What else we got in terms of fool's New Year resolutions?
I
I
don't
don't
know that I have any other ones.
know. I kind of want to take a page out of your book and like work on the meditation stuff. And I think kind of with that, not to steal a phrase from our good friend Jeff, but like that mind and body health, mind and body understanding, mind and body like flexibility,
Right.
and like figuring out ways to one stretch my body in a way that doesn't like put me at risk because we getting old. But two,
This nigga can't even sneeze. What kind of stretches you gonna do?
I have actually. That is actually, and it's because a partner bet me
I
on it.
knew.
But I have been stretching.
I
I've been
knew it had
doing
something to do with the.
I've been doing the neck stretches. I've been doing the arm and the hip and waist rotation. And I try the hamstring one, dude. My hamstrings are so fucking tight. Like I can touch the ground, but my knees bend, and I don't even try to bend them. But they do a little like micro bend, and it's just like, dude, it's terrible. And I
Listen,
need to
I'm
I need to get back to my wall yoga because that shit was legit.
wall yoga.
Yeah, so basically for me anyways, and I say yoga, it's really just wall stretches. But you put your feet on the wall and try to keep your legs straight, and then you kind of like inch yourself closer and closer to the wall. And it
Like your
prevents
hands.
your legs. So like having your feet up on the wall and then use your hands to kind of pull yourself closer to the wall.
Oh,
And
okay.
it forces I think it forces a better stretch of your hamstrings because it kind of prevents that like micro bend that happens.
Right.
So that's one that I've been working on. I did get speaking of which, just because I was talking about stretching, which ties into working out. A Reg is back in the gym. I've
Okay.
got him back in, so he's liking the quick foot ladder. He likes to hit the bag, and then I'm getting him back into the bench. and I think he had a little bit of a confidence breakthrough with bench
What about?
because last week I had him just do 4 sets of 15 with the bar. This week I had him do 4 sets of 15 again, but we went up 5 pounds every time.
Right.
And it was the first time I've seen him struggle but actually finish.
Right. Right.
So his last rep, again, it's only 60 pounds, but that 13, 14, 15, he struggled and he finished each rep. And so that for me, that was a big sign that like he's starting to understand what it means.
Yeah, you gotta push through it to get, the gains.
Right. And I think that that's something that I've been worried about him on that front. Like, is he gonna will he push himself to the point of failure, basically?
Right.
Because that's the only real way you get stronger.
Right. Right. That is the
So
truth.
he's running with soccer now. His mom's coach again this year, and she's got them like running to warm up, which is good. I've had him doing, I think it's only 20 yards, but still 20 yard sprints. He's still doing the quick foot ladder. So I think he's starting to buy into the athlete thing.
Right.
So I'm excited to see what he does, and I'm excited for football in the fall, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
excited,
what I want to see. I want to see some action.
right?
Where's he
Now
gonna be playing?
he's probably going to be playing O and D line. The only
In
rule in
Bexley?
yeah, the only rule in this league is that I think it's 120 pounds to carry the ball.
Right.
So he won't have anything, but that's the only rule. There's no other restrictions. Like when we were coming up and in grade school or middle school, like it was like $1.60 and you could only play line, or $1.80 and you could only play offensive line. Luckily, he doesn't have any restrictions like that. Now, that being
Okay.
said, I think he's going to play center and defensive tackle because he can snap the ball.
Right.
And I mean, if he's that big, I don't see him playing anywhere else but defensive tackle, especially because I think he'll just be bigger than most of the kids in the league.
Right.
So, and he's not quite fast enough to be a linebacker yet. Not saying he can't get there, and I do think he has quick feet, but he's built like me, man. He's broad shouldered, he's wide. Shit. My mom was here in February, and Andrew was about the same height as her, maybe a little shorter than her. When we saw her 2 weeks ago, he was taller than her.
Really?
So he's going through a growth spurt right now too.
That's good.
And that boy, like you and him, could share clothes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, he wears larges now, and
I'm
he's
sure.
probably pushing towards XL, depending on if he stretches out or if he goes wide again. But
Right. He probably won't go wide again until he gets in high school.
he might have one more cycle of it because I had one more between like fifth and sixth.
Did you?
Yeah, but then from like sixth grade on, I went tall.
All right.
Like looking at the difference between basically my fifth grade, like the summer between fifth and sixth grade, and then every summer afterwards, the differences in my pictures growing up are ridiculous. Because I was still round in fifth grade. And then sixth grade hit, man, and I was, I got up to 6 foot as a sixth grader.
Were you?
I was pretty fucking close. I mean, I was 6'2" before I left eighth grade because I was a freshman in high. When I went in as a freshman in high school, I was 6'2", 220. A Reg right now is 5'3", $180, $185. And dude, I had him. He was because he wanted to. I had him on the bag. That motherfucker's got some power behind him.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure.
catches me sometimes now where he's just playing around and he'll just do the quick little like pop. I'm like, you do that again, you got to remember I'm from the Homer Simpson generation. Why
Right.
you little? Rah, rah, rah!
Yeah.
But for nine
Mm.
being 5'3", $185, like, dude,
All right.
he's got potential to just be a monster.
I want to see him
Uh,
push.
I do too. I do too. I'm trying to get him to buy into. If I can keep him lifting at least once or twice a week when he's with me, um, if I can get him to over 100 pounds on the bench, like that's the number that's in his head right now. That's like a plateau for him.
All right.
And I think that if he can basically smash that number, his confidence on that kind of stuff is going to go through the roof, and he's going to start to understand like why it's important.
All right. Right. I mean, I'm sure he will when he gets
Yeah, when he's
into
ready and when his
physical
friends are starting to
football.
do it, and yeah, I mean, I think that that's going to be a game changer because it'll be the first time that like strength becomes
Right. That's when you really get to gauge manhood. You can't gauge
right,
manhood from soccer or flag football. But when somebody puts you on your ass and you're like, oh shit, he is a little stronger than me. Let me
right, right.
hit the gym.
Well, and really, that's what I want to see. Like, I want to see him. One, I want to see him dominate somebody and get the confidence boost from that. But then
Right.
two, I want to see one where he struggles and he's battling back and forth with a kid a whole game or something.
Right. I'm sure those will take place.
Yeah, they do. There's always a bigger motherfucker out there.
Right.
Even I ran
Right.
into it, you know.
It depends on what you mean by big.
I mean, for me, what I not even big, it was somebody who one was either stronger than me or two just had better technique and leverage than I did.
Right.
Like
I think
very
that comes into it.
like very rarely, even when I got to college, very rarely was I outmatched from a purely physical standpoint.
Right.
There were some times where someone had me technique wise and it, you know, something that I just couldn't get past or whatever.
Right. Yeah, no, motherfuckers been bigger than me all my life. Big
Right.
doesn't really bother me. It's every now and then you come across somebody that's big and they know how to use it
Yeah.
in a way.
Well, and even having him hit the bag, man, like that's part of it is it's kid kid is starting to understand how to use the power that he has and starting to
Right.
unlock it. And that's it's going to be dangerous for me. Is going to be the problem. I'm going to have to start fighting dirty with this child. Dude, we were at the fucking Franklin County Courthouse today getting his passport dealt with,
Uh-huh.
and he started boxing me a little bit while we're waiting in line. And there were these two cops, like I don't know, turning in evidence or something at a different like booth or whatever, because they're all in the same fucking room. It's like passports, criminal, civil, blah blah blah, and um, the cop just laughed because every time he took a swing at me and he dropped his hand, I just right on his cheek. I'm like, I told you, quit dropping your hands, kid. He's starting to pick it up, man. It's fun. You need to come over and put him through a workout on the bag. That's what we
I might have to.
might have to look into
I
that for
got
next
I got
Saturday.
some time.
All right. So you got anything else from
Not a resolution standpoint.
no. I'm trying to think if I've got anything else. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm gonna try to like re-step up my game at work just a little bit because I kind of coasted for a little while there. And while that's not a bad thing, it's also like I don't think it's I don't want to say it's holding me back, but I could be making a little bit more than what I am, and I think I can show it. And but other than that, I'm kind of with you. I don't have any other ones because I like where things are at, man. Like A Reg and I have a good relationship right now. We're starting to get to the right balance of like me being his dad, me being his friend, and me being his coach in a lot of different things.
You're right.
And as long as I can kind of maintain that balance, especially when we get to the sport that I actually care about, like football, we'll be in a good spot. And
Right.
honestly, he's the most important thing in my life right now. So,
Right. As he should be.
right.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Nothing. Well, this was a solid hour 15 and it was a
I
good
got
show.
nothing.
You got anything else you want to talk about at all? And we call this an episode because I feel like this was a great show for what it was.
No, I don't think anything's on my mind. You know, love everybody, all that jazz. And the revolution will not be televised.
And make food again.
Man, motherfucker.
Do us a
Gotta put
favor.
an extra MF at the end. F MFFAMF. That's
Make
our
food again, motherfucker.
motherfucker. What is wrong with you?
Oh man, I do see Chris in the chat, so I just want to give him a shout out. But he said 180
think
pounds New Year's resolution. I mean, if you shooting to, I don't know. For Chris, is that bulking up or is that cutting down?
that's cutting down.
All right. Him and A-Reg will meet in the middle. Uh,
Yeah, I would like to be, listen, 180, 175.
I would love to be back down to like 275. That's something that I'm going to work on this summer. I'm only at like 285, 290 right now, but still.
I think I'm around like 189, 190.
Yeah. I get it.
So yeah.
I get
Let
it.
me get it. Let me get a good 15 off. I'll be all right.
There you go. All right. Well, do us a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell an enemy. Tell them to troll. And follow us on all social media at Foolproof Net. And with all that, peace out, fools.